think my issue with Kanye is not necessarily the fact that he wants to self-express. You have the right to do whatever the fuck you want to do. But he has to understand the damage that it can cause outside of his big-ass fence line of his mansion.
Speaking about concussions, man, let's talk about this guy right here, Kanye West, huh? Was that a fucked up transition? Got hella concussion.
He said he concussed what he talking about.
This nigga right here is wild.
Yeah, we got to talk about this nigga. I don't give a damn what anybody say. I'm on some Kanye energy with this one. This one's interesting.
Well, I'll let you definitely take over, but let me go ahead and set the setting. Kanye is back in the news this week. He had a fashion show where he decided to wear a White Lives Matter shirt, sweater. It wasn't just him. Don't get me wrong. It was Candice Owens as well. Are you really surprised that he was doing this? You know, and that's really the main question. But, you know, not only are you surprised that he's doing it.
Main question. That's an easy answer.
Is it harmful for the black community?
The question to being surprised, no.
Right.
This is Kanye. This is what he does. Shows his ass. Says what he wants to say. Whether some of it make sense. His delivery. This is nothing that's unconventional for him. I'm going to be honest with you. And this goes for anybody. This doesn't just go for Kanye. This goes for anybody.
Okay.
If you go out into public and wear something, say something.
Okay.
You are expecting a response.
Okay.
And you not only you inciting or inviting a response, you should expect it.
Okay.
You should expect the support and you should expect the people who don't support it.
Support? Okay.
So
okay, I see what
because
you're saying.
when I hear him talk about all these controversial things that come up, him wearing the MAGA hat, his opinions, the way he handles things, all the stuff from Taylor Swift, there's a litany of examples with him, right? But he speaks as if, oh, I'm just expressing myself. No, but you expressing yourself on a public forum.
Okay.
So why are you upset? Because he gets upset when people get mad that they don't like what he's doing.
Okay.
I'm like, so then why did you come out and express yourself that way, knowing that this is what would happen?
Let me double back that. How is it harmful for the black community? Because obviously he's just outlandish. He's going to say what he want to say. But how is it harmful for the black community on what he's doing?
It's not harmful in this sense. It's only harmful in one area.
Okay.
It's not harmful in the fact that he's wearing a garment that says White Lives Matter.
Okay.
The actual act within itself, the statement, if you want to get very technical with the whole thing, is the statement wrong? No, the white lives do matter. That's obvious.
Okay.
So if we want to get all technical, I want to throw those people out the window. Fuck them. If you coming on here or making any comments saying, well, what's wrong with saying white lives matter?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Or saying that, oh, is that statement wrong? Get the fuck out of here. Because you're having a disingenuous conversation when you try to go at the technicality of the term white lives matter or the fact that he wore a garment that he designed that says that. Let's get beyond that. Let's peel back the layers and understand what he's really trying to do. This is the part where it does, if there's damage or if there's for the black community or any community, it emboldens people who already have that hate in their heart, that real hate in their heart, that real racism in their heart. I'm not talking about the people that don't, but the people that do. It emboldens them basically to justify their feelings. And if it justifies your feelings, it can justify your actions.
When you mention like in their feelings as far as racism, what community are you talking about? Who's coming out? Like who?
White people.
Okay.
So but white people that feel that way, because I want to make it clear that obviously that not every white person feels that way.
Right.
So I mean that's obvious. I don't think that necessarily a disclaimer needs to be made about that. But some kid, this YouTube, this the internet. Sometimes you got to, because everybody takes everything out of context. But for in this situation, there are a good, solid amount of group of people that feel emboldened that would take this further. And I think my issue with Kanye is not necessarily the fact that he wants to self-express. You have the right to do whatever the fuck you want to do. But he has to understand the damage that it can cause outside of his big-ass fence line of his mansion.
You just solidified the reason why this nigga is smart.
Who's smart?
Kanye.
There's nobody denying that.
This motherfucker is smart as shit. Why? Because he already has a black community in his pocket, and I hate to say it, we all love him from college graduation. We have a certain liking to him, you know, as far as a black community. We fuck with his shoes, we fuck with his attire, even though I still find it to be trash. But we fuck with it. Everybody, every black community, they fuck with it. Mm-hmm. And every time he's worn some questionable shit like this, White Lives Matter, and once again, every life matter, I don't care, whatever you want to say, whatever you call it, a life is a life. You know what I mean? Like, hands down. But it's striking a nerve with, once again, the racial community. He's playing that line. It's not even that. The MAGA hat. And even back a few years ago, he wore a Confederate flag jacket, had a Confederate flag on it. He is trying to hit a specific nerve and talk to a specific group of people who probably aren't buying his gear like the black community is. In general, people fuck with them. Anybody and everybody will buy them. Mm-hmm. Would they buy that same exact thing if it had a big-ass NB for New Balance on that shit?
If he was the spokesperson for New Balance, they
okay,
would.
So basically he's solidifying his brand to both communities. He already got one community in his pocket that's fucking with him and is fucking giving him money. How do you reach out to the other side who he knows probably are, once you, like you said, still some serious, you know, you can't associate Republicans and racists, but some people who support that, support it tough. He is a genius, and now here we are. Like you said earlier, three niggas talking about Kanye West because he wore a simple shirt, and now this dude's in the news. He's grinning and cheat. Look at he's smiling like, yeah, nigga, I got you talking about me right now. The nigga's saying that shit to me right now, and the shit ain't even playing.
The purpose behind All Lives Matter, or White Lives Matter, or, which was even stupider, Blue Lives Matter. When that ain't even a person, that's a fucking occupation. That was dumb as hell. Whoever came up with that slogan. But all those things were basically in response to be counterproductive towards Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what they were there for, because this whole idea of all lives matter, nobody was coining that slogan until Black Lives Matter came out. I've been very consistent on this topic about Black Lives Matter. I do not support the organization whatsoever. I do, however, support the concept. Because the concept is supposed to highlight, basically, you have a situation where a certain group is getting ignored. A certain group is basically having to jump over more hurdles than the others. Another group is having to deal with more atrocities in the world and have to struggle more and comparatively to the others based on the color of their skin or the neighborhood that they live in. Right?
Got you.
So we can understand that. That's clear.
Got you.
Let's stick
to White Lives Matter because, you know, forget the middle in between. I want to hear the difference between Black Lives and White Lives Matter.
Okay, let me ask you this.
You got a good argument going.
So when did White Lives didn't matter? I thought you wanted. Is there a White History Month? No, you don't need one because it's every fucking day, ain't it?
Damn.
They don't need a day.
Damn.
It's every day for them,
bro.
So go ahead, Win.
Bro, he only answered one question. Why did you wear the White Lives Matter?
He didn't answer.
He really didn't, but he did say because White Lives Matter. Okay. Where you going with it? Okay, give me something. Give me something.
But that's the thing, though.
And then he spiraled.
I don't think that there's not so what I want to say this is it's not a surprising thing that a celebrity is doing something to create shock value and get people talking about it like we doing right now. That's not a new concept. That's something that goes on. That's been going on, especially when somebody got an album coming out, somebody got a movie coming out. It's about promotion. Good or bad publicity is still publicity, regardless, right? What I will say is that what I don't think he understands, and whether he understands this or not, I don't think he cares. I think that's the bigger thing, is that wearing the shirt itself, the garment, is not going to hurt nobody,
right?
But it does signify what it means. You also are sitting there next to Candice Owens, which, in my opinion, you know, call it what it is, biggest Sambos of the world when it comes to talking about people, and especially talking about black people. That's not by accident. It's not by accident that he's having this conversation on Fox News.
Right.
So you have to look beyond those things. If Kanye was going on his own platform and not including other people and just saying, this is me, this is my self-expression, I maybe be able to digest it better, or at least respect it a lot more. But the fact that you're shoulder to shoulder and rubbing elbows with people that have a certain agenda, like a Candice Owens, like a Tucker Carlson, bro, I don't respect you, and I don't respect what you're doing. The part that you asked earlier, how is it a bad thing, is like I said, it can embolden people that do have the capability of administering harm. You know, we talked about it, episodes ago with the dude, the shooter that went to Buffalo and killed all those black people, and then said sorry to the white person that he shot at the grocery store.
Grocery store, yeah.
People like him would love a shirt like this. Would probably pay top dollar for one.
And that goes back to what I said.
But what I'm saying, because these are people that believe in the replacement theory and this whole thing about white people getting washed out because everybody's mixing, the whole concept, right? Whatever your motivations are, whatever conspiracy theories you want to look into and find, fine. But what I'm saying is that is what it can do. Wearing that type of shirt can embolden them. Now, then you ask her, like, okay, well, what damaged it? Well, we won't know what damaged. Because I can say this, if another dude shoots up a grocery store and they wear one of them shirts, I bet you Kanye ain't going to feel the same way.
Fuck. You said that. Okay. I give you that.
He not gonna feel the same. He not gonna just say I was just wearing a shirt because white lives matter is true. He's gonna feel a little bit guilty behind that because you emboldened somebody to act on it. Not saying it's your fault. Obviously, it's not his fault. But that you had some part to play in that. It's no different than what Trump was doing when he was saying on Twitter. He emboldened them people to charge that Capitol Hill and go up there and people get hurt.
And they did.
Right? That's why they took the Twitter away, because they're like, your voice is too dangerous. And I'm not a person that's about cancel culture. But if you're a person that has that big of an influence on people, you are saying the words you say have so much weight that that matters.